anybody wanted to follow in your footsteps and become a singer, like what would you recommend that they do?
Well, the thing is, like, with being a singer, there's so many routes or routes, as Americans say, routes that you can take. It depends whether you want to be a backing vocalist, or if you want to be a session vocalist, or if you want to be a lead singer, if you want to do functions. Like, there's so many different things that you can do as a singer that, or if you want to be a recording artist, there's loads of different avenues that you can take. If you want to be a backing vocalist, there's like loads of agencies around London that you can go and audition for. Most of them require you to read music, which I still haven't learned how to do, which is why I haven't actually got an audition for them.
Is it?
Yeah, it's really bad. But I would suggest, if as soon as you can, learn how to read music. I think it just makes your life a lot easier and makes you available for more work. Like, someone can just call you and say, can you turn up to a session today? And you can turn up within 2 hours and just take the paper and read it off, and that's you done. Whereas I would have to sit there and listen and learn, and I've adapted and learned how to have a quick ear and learn things quickly, but I'll be able to do so much more if I was able to read. So my suggestion would be learn how to sight read. It's an amazing skill to have. And if you haven't learned how to sight read and you kind of feel like that's not really where I want to go to, then listen to loads of stuff and learn how to pick up harmonies very quickly. Learn how to sing with musicians live, especially, because loads of people can sing along to backing track, because we have YouTube nowadays. We can just type in the track you want and have a backing track come up as soon as you want, and you can practice that. But learning how to sing with musicians is another skill that I think is integral. But if you want to be a pop backing vocalist or something like that, then there's loads of open mic nights where session musicians that work with loads of up-and-coming artists and established artists will go to. And so just getting yourself heard is probably the biggest thing. Being seen, being heard, go to as many open mics as possible, network with as many people as possible. And just because someone's not in the sector that you want to go into doesn't mean that they're not going to be helpful.
Yes, like, definitely.
For example, just someone who's a film director, he might want music created for a film or short film that he's doing, and saying, oh, he's in film, I'm not going to bother with that. That's very ignorant, because there's a whole sector of the market that you're cutting out by not collaborating or even being open to it. Or someone in marketing, they might need an advert that they need music for, network with them, that kind of thing. So it's just, I think the advice would be to be as open as possible and network, because you just don't know what one chance meeting will take you. You have no idea where it will take you.
100%.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to message people and let them know what you want to do. Don't be afraid to shout about your dreams and what you want to do, because you don't know how you being open can actually lead you to an opportunity, because someone's like, oh yeah, someone wants someone who want to do X, Y, and Z, and actually puts you in touch. There's loads of fixers around in the world, and I think it's only helpful to advertise what you want to do so that other people can hear you and want to help you.
Yeah.
And I think that's a massive misconception, that people don't want to help.
Yeah, definitely. And I always tell my young people, like, no one's going to make noise about you unless you make noise about yourself.
Exactly.
And it's not necessarily that you're being arrogant to say, look at me, I can do all these great things, woo! Like, you're just saying, you know what, I have this talent.
Yeah.
And I want to put it out in the world. Can you help me? So tell me something.
Yeah.
What do you think the difference is between working hard and working smart? Because you hear these phrases all the time. Work hard and work smart, and don't do this but do the other. And it's just like,
what does that even mean?
Yeah, well, what am I doing? So what do you think the difference is?
Well, I can't say like the dictionary explanation of it, but the way I think of it is like, I always worked hard before, but I didn't necessarily review my work. As in, like, okay, I've been writing loads, and I've been working with a producer, but am I actually getting this music to a place where people can hear it? It's like seeing the bigger picture. Sometimes you just work hard at a particular thing, but it's very isolated, and you're not considering how that works in the wider scale of the market. And I think working smart is recognizing that I'm a female, I am black, I am in England. What is my market? You know, what is the music I want to make? Does that actually fit in the market? Who is the person that's going to be buying my music? Is there someone that wants to buy my music? And being realistic about that, and thinking, okay, so the music industry is the way it is now. How can I make it work in my favor? You know?
Interesting.
So just asking yourself questions is working smart. Thinking of how can you make something that should be a roadblock, how can you solve that problem? How can you make it a challenge as opposed to a stop sign? That's, for me, is
I like
working.
that. How can you make it a challenge as opposed to a stop sign? I like that. I like it.
Yes, I was trying to say,
I like it.
making
Drop
sense.
the gems, man.
Am I making sense? Thank you. That makes, yeah,
Drop them meme quotes. Come on now.
Yeah, so like the biggest lesson I learned actually was as an entrepreneur, and I think I forget, most people forget that as a singer or as a musician, you're an entrepreneur. That is your business. And if you treat it as a hobby, it'll pay you like a hobby. But if you treat it like a business, it'll pay you like a business. And so every entrepreneur has to think constantly, how do I solve a problem? You have to have a problem solving mentality. And if you're only thinking about woe is me, you're not going to get anywhere, because there's challenges everywhere. In every sector you look at, there is a challenge. And unless you're a problem solver, you're not going to get anywhere.
How would you define confidence? Hitting them with the big ones.
Confidence.
Will be confident in your cheeks and your cheekbones. I've always loved your cheeks and your cheekbones, Shah.
Thank you.
Always.
I always laugh at all the things I got teased about when I was a kid. Everyone loves now, and I'm like, hey.
Girl, you are beautiful. Don't let anybody tell you any different.
Thanks, girl. But yeah, I was really chubby when I was younger, and so these cheeks I just thought were fat until very recently. When I realised that it's the structure of my face, like the cheekbones are not just chubbiness. So yeah, thank you for that. Confidence, okay. What is confidence? I guess for me now, I would describe confidence as just knowing who you are and knowing why you're here. That is confidence, and standing strong in your identity and what that means to you, and accepting yourself as you are, not as you would be in like 5 years' time when you've done and achieved X, Y, and Z, but just accepting that you are who you are in that time and being okay with that. I guess that's the best way to...
It's important to actually love and understand yourself and know that you're, perfectly imperfect.
Oh, yeah.
So the first makeup artist that I assisted was called Kelly Mendiola. She's absolutely fantastic. Look out for her. She's brilliant and really nice. She had this little trick of taking an angled blender brush, dipping it in sort of a highlighting eyeshadow or powder, turning it upside down, so not that way, but this way, going into the corner of the eye, and then just stroking upwards. So you get like a perfect little highlight that goes round. beautiful. So simple.
Actually, you know about the whole confidence thing? I just remembered.
Keep looking up for me.
Sorry. So like I think the so basically I also was looking at like multiple income streams, and as an entrepreneur, like you kind of have to have that. And I think if you have like a straight 9 to 5, like the security in the climate at the moment, it's not there.
It's not ideal, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, I could get into modelling and I can do all this other stuff. And when I was researching modelling at the time, plus size was like coming into the limelight a bit. And I think that also kind of really helped my confidence, because I've never been the skinniest chick in the row. And it was just really empowering to see that there's representation of the everyday woman in fashion. Because like since I was a kid, I've been obsessed with like fashion, and like I used to like design shoes. I had like loads of notebooks of just like loads of shoes that I designed. So I really want to create a shoe line at some point in life, and a perfume line, because I'm obsessed with perfume. And yeah, just like seeing all these women in different shapes and sizes being represented in fashion was just really empowering. And I was like, that made me feel like, actually, I can be a singer and I don't have to be like a size 0 or anything like that. And I think that's another thing that's changing in the music industry. It's now acceptable to be curvy.
So we've just finished the look. We've got a lovely purple smoky eye and a nice vibrant pink lip. Thank you so much for coming in, Nandi.
Thanks for having me.
Love you like cook food, girl.
Oh yes, darling.
Yeah, man, we're going to be doing more looks like this. Definitely.
Can't wait.
Do you want to have a look?
Yeah, I'm just like, I just know she's done it good, so. But yes, they have a look. Oh, hello. See, the problem is that when I get my face done like this, I just want to like not wash my face, and I just want to stay like this all the time.
You're going to have to take this off.
Sadly.
You're going to have to take it off.
Look at eyeshadow. Oh, I like this goldy bit there.
Yeah, that's the little highlighty bit.
It's so cool. Thanks.
You're right.
I woke up like this, not.
Well, I can come and live at your house. You can wake up like that all the time.
Girl, when you're ready in it, let me know. Get a spare room.